On the wiring side, we're going to kind of walk a little bit into the future and away from the traditional wiring because, man, in the electronics side of things, you can make things a whole lot simpler, a whole lot easier, and really it's about adding a whole lot of potential functionality.
Yeah, absolutely. We brought in Jay from Infinitybox, and to break down the system is, well, you just think about it like this, all right? Now, Jay, tell me if I'm wrong, but let's just say, for simplicity, this is the master or the parents, right? And these guys are the kids that are about to do the chores, the slaves, if you will, right?
It's a perfect way to describe it because the master cell is going to tell the power cells what to do.
Yeah,
So
brain muscles.
Brain muscle, that's perfect. You're going to put the master cell close to your switches because, again, you want to keep the wire short. So you're going to put this behind the dash, maybe up on the transmission tunnel, and it's all just a thin 22-gauge wire going from here to the switch.
Okay.
That master cell sends commands to these remote power cells. One of these goes in the front of the car, and that's going to power everything up front. Headlights, high beams, cooling fan, your ECU, your starter, all gets powered off the power cell in the front. The power cell in the rear is going to do the brake lights, the turn signals, the fuel pump in the tank, amps, audio, gets power here. And it's just this thin data cable going from the master cell through the power cell, plus power from the battery. So you're streamlining all the wire that you need to pass through the car.
Yeah, normally for a brake light, you'd have to run all the brake lights out here, and then the wires back, and then the grounds and all this. Now, it's just this.
That brake light's going to get powered off this rear power cell that's in the trunk. The run of wire going from that power cell to the brake line is this long, and then you're going from the master cell to that brake pedal.
If you need to add things down the road, you need more advanced creature comfort things, this has it built in.
Well, you can do that now, but you're adding more wiring and more modules and more clutter and more things.
Yeah.
This is one harmonized system that's going to take care of all those things and get you the modern features that you get in your daily driver. That's going to get you in whatever your restomod, your pro touring build, your hot rod is in one harmonized system.
Well, in this brain too, right? Everything is some kind of a switch or a signal, right? A blinker has to turn on and off. Well, you don't need a device to do that turning on and off. You just say blinker,
right,
and it does it, right?
We do the blinking for the four ways and the turn signals. We can also do things like controlling fans.
Yeah.
That fan right there, if you look at the manufacturers to say they want a 40 or a 70 amp relay, the reason why you need that relay is because you need to smooth out the inrush when that motor starts. Since we're solid state, we can roll off that inrush and you can drive a bigger fan off of one of our outputs without needing a relay.
This fan wiring here in our relay, right? We've got the relay, we've got the main power coming in, we've got the main power going to the fan, we've got two switches, one for AC signal to turn on, one from water temperature to turn on. So basically what you're saying is you can take all of this because you got a brain and you can send one wire to the fan.
It's one wire to the fan from the power cell, and then you have the EFI trigger for the cooling fan and also whatever AC trigger goes into the master.
It's all going in there. I got one wire to my fan.
Correct. You got it. That's it.
Awesome.
But here's the thing to think about. What we're doing in our system is exactly what the OEMs have been doing in modern cars since the 80s. We're bringing a body control system that's modular that any guy can install to any hot rod, restomod, pro touring build. It's all in one kit.
Very cool.
Modular, scalability. It really is easy. It's called Infinitybox. You guys really should check it out. If you got a big build, you want all the creature comforts and modern technology and something like this.
Well, we got obviously this interior coming. This is the perfect time to be thinking about where your wiring's going to route, where you're going to put your brain, where you're going to put your muscles. So why don't we start laying some of that out? Maybe we'll get a circuit. Let's see if we can get some of these doors and these windows working.
Sounds good.
That'd be pretty awesome.
All right, let's do it.